Yep, let's go. If you are just crossing the border, legally or illegally, welcome to the movie that we call America. And welcome to the next episode of Common Madness. It's yours truly, A1, the talk show radical back from sabbatical, here to give you what you've been missing. Folks, it's been a while since I've been up here. It's been a while and it's been a long ride in America. My God, how many things have happened since I've been up here? Oh my God, countless. We've got presidential mishaps, debates that resemble WWF wrestling matches. All we're missing were belts. And we've got police shootings, murders, acquittals, denials, lies, truths, and hypocrisy, all a part of this great country that we call home if you live here. And I'm here to discuss everything with you all tonight. I hope you're all doing well. I hope everybody's got their cup of water, juice, Sprite, Hennessy, gin, and you are ready to hear some interesting material facts about the world that we live in today. Let's first start on the evolution of times. My God, everything is evolving. And when I say evolving, I mean evolving faster than fast. I can't even believe how everything is going. You know, before you used to go to the store to buy your groceries. Now you get on your computer, you tell it what you want, and it gets delivered. Pretty soon, you'll be able to have a robot that brings it to you instead of a human being. And then after that, they'll probably plug you into a computer and you'll get fed through an IV from your USB port. Who knows what's going to happen next? All right, people, this is the truth. This is the world that we're living in. I want to get to a few things, though, that I've noticed that have been quite disturbing to me. And probably you, too, if you found out about it. For one, animals used to hunt in the forest just like we did. Everything is changing, people. Everything. And it brings me to my first story of the evening. Before we get to the meat and potatoes, which most people value, or is what most people lie about in the country. It all depends on what news station you watch. Because let's face it, people, Americans are only as smart as their television remote control will allow them to be. I know it sounds crazy, you just have to think about it. But one story that I'm going to talk about is we've all seemed to have forgotten about nature. We get wrapped up in these politics. We get wrapped up in paying for our car notes, sports, the bubble that we call the NBA, by the way. Congratulations to the Lakers, LeBron, everybody. Won the championship. I'm glad I did not bet because I would have bet on the other team, but I'm happy that LeBron won. He has a little bit of bragging room and rights when he gets into the conversation at the cigar bar with Michael Jordan and Dwayne Wade and everyone else who he's friends with. But moving right along, I want to talk about nature because nature, folks, is the last place that you would think has changed. But COVID-19 has forced a lot of things to occur with which we would not have ever expected. Now, rewind 200 years, and the foxes used to storm the chicken coops in the countryside to get food. Ducks, chickens, raccoons, no one was safe. No animal was safe if they had meat. I mean, I believe those foxes love chickens just as much as we do. Chicken is a great bird. Thank God there hasn't been that shortage that I thought was going to come. Maybe they did that to drive up the price of poultry. But I saw a weird occurrence the other night, and I could not help but notice what the hell was going on and try to intervene, but I ended up only being able to stop and question one of the assailants. And what I saw was astounding. You know, they used to storm the chicken coops in the country for food, but now they don't have to. And I'll tell you why. Because they can just go to Popeyes. This is crazy. So I saw a bear. I know you guys have heard about the bears attacking the campers in Yosemite Park, but you're not hearing the full spectrum of the effects of COVID-19 because they're not on the news. I'm going to tell you about one of them. There was a gang of foxes led by one fox who was the ringleader. His name was Tony Firestar. Tony Firestar the fox. And they looted the Popeyes. I've never seen anything like it, people. Never in all my life. A renegade fox with a band of pistoliers who looted the Popeyes right up the street from here. I couldn't believe it, but I have his mask. I've got his red mask. I got his mask. He doesn't know it, but he dropped it and I picked it up. And I was able to question him as to what he was doing, and he said he went in there to steal all the dark meat. I don't know what it is about dark meat. I mean, it's juicy, and it's flavorful, but why would a group of foxes do this? I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, you know, it's not hard to rob the Popeyes because at the end of the night, they throw all the chicken out anyway. But this time they were able to get in there and attack the woman and get all the dark meat, the chicken tenders, and the shrimp. He got away. You're not going to hear about it on the news, as with most of the important crimes. But I just thought I would share that with you, so please be on the lookout. He's about this tall. He probably wears a red mask like this one. And you may not hear him because he doesn't need to wear shoes. He has paws, and they're padded. Moving right along. I've had conversations with folks, and I've come to the conclusion that we're all screwed. The whole nation is going down, one vote at a time. And there's nothing that we can do because the whole goddamn presidential election is reminiscent of something like a plea deal at a trial, a criminal trial at that. You know how it goes. If you take the deal, you get 5 years. If you go before the judge, you get 10. And folks, that's how it's looking for the whole election. I don't think there's anything possible that's going to be good coming out of this election, except for I did appreciate the stimulus check. Shout out to Trump for that. That $1,200 helped me pay my car payment. I'm quite sure it helped a lot of other people pay a lot of other things too. But I've been talking to people, and what I found out is there's so much ignorance in America, I don't know what's going on. For instance, there's all this talk about Trump's taxes. Trump this, Trump that. He didn't pay this guy. He didn't pay that guy. He owes $425 million in debt. He stiffed the Deutsche Banks. He stiffed everybody, including the American public, if you listen to it right. But the truth of it is, folks, it's one big joke, and I'm going to tell you why. The news media has been playing on America's ignorance for a long time, and A1, quite frankly, I'm tired of it. I'm going to tell you why I'm tired of it. Because, honestly, when I did a little bit of digging, I don't think Trump is ducking anything at all. I think the media is using this as a means to make him look like a bad person. And I actually also predicted a couple of weeks before this that they would open up everything right after the election. And that's exactly what's going to happen. So you folks better get ready. But one of the things that we're going to get into on this show for the next 30 minutes is why Trump doesn't owe any taxes, people. He doesn't owe a damn thing. It's all been a charade. A chase. A witch hunt, like he said. And it's the truth. A witch hunt, people. A witch hunt. And I'll tell you why. Did you know, folks, that Florida, and 6 other states in America are income tax free states? Did you guys know that? Because a lot of people didn't. So if you live in Florida, you don't pay an income tax, people. If you live in Texas, you don't pay an income tax, people. If you live in South Dakota, I believe you don't pay an income tax, people. So if you live in one of those 3 and the other 4 that I haven't said, you don't pay an income tax, people. Which means that Trump technically doesn't owe a damn penny. It's all been a trick, a ruse, a manipulation of the mind without having any wand or magician to do it. I don't have a rabbit in my hat telling you this. This is not a trick. This is the truth. Look it up if you don't believe me, folks. But Trump doesn't owe any income tax because he resides in Florida, which is an income tax-free state. Have you heard the song where Jadakiss says gangsters don't die, they get chubby and move to Miami? Have you heard that? Did you ever wonder why that line was there? Because these guys aren't stupid. Even the gangsters know once you make some money, if you want to keep it and live by the beach, because I'm going to tell you something else, people. I've come to the conclusion that unless you step outside and your toes hit sand or you get hit in the face with ocean spray, and I'm not talking about out of a bottle, you're probably not living a great life. Me personally, I love the ocean. This is my opinion. I love the ocean. So try to get you a beach house. It's the best thing, especially if you're getting high and doing drugs. Feels great. Try to do the legal ones. I'm not an advocate for the illegal ones. Anyways, moving right along. I want to say that this is a special day today. This is the Be Kind to Hookers Day. So if you guys know any hookers, it's not a national holiday, but it should be, at least in Amsterdam, Vegas, and Atlantic City. Try to be kind to hookers. The industry has been decimated by COVID-19, all right? Get on that OnlyFans website, Pornhub, give a donation. Who knows, you might make a friend with some special someone. So if you know anyone who is a hooker, give them a coupon, a couple dollars, or a job. Because let's face it, if we were all sexually satisfied, the world would be a better place. Even your animals. I'm actually thinking about starting my own escort service for dogs. It may sound sick to some of you, but truth of it is we have to take better care of our animals, and I think it's good for their mental well-being. If you're busting a nut at night, so should your dog or your bird or your cat. I mean, I don't have condoms for them, but I think that you could actually, they would benefit from it. I don't know how to, I'm not going to get into that. I don't know everything, but I think it's a good idea. So I don't know how many people in the studio have ever had a hooker. There's no one in here right now except for this mannequin. You can't see him. I'm quite sure he hasn't had one, but he's all wood. And I don't think it was any bad experiences with them, judging from what they're saying. Maybe I should call some of my friends and ask them if they've ever had a hooker. I don't know. Let me see. Maybe somebody will pick up. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. This will be interesting. Oh, let's see what happens. Good friends are hard to find. Hold on. I'm not going to call him. Let's see this. Oh. Let me see. Let me see something. This guy always picks up. I swear, I got to start paying these people to pick up the phone. This is getting ridiculous. I can't get anybody for that one. You know what? It's okay. Wait a second. I know why. The only people who I know who have used hookers personally that I know of, besides a few of my doctor friends, are all diplomats, congressmen, and city officials. And they will definitely not admit to it, so we can't use anybody who I'm friends with. Sorry, folks. We'll just have to wait till the next time where I have better access to them and they don't know I'm recording them. Can't incriminate them since they are public servants. So, let's also say a small prayer for Robert Levinson, the FBI CIA agent who was apprehended by Iran in 2007 from Kish Island, which I've never been to, but I hear in the summertime the beaches are beautiful. All right? Let's have a small prayer for Robert Levinson. And I have to say, how many times are these CIA operatives going to drop the ball? Let's not even get into what happened in Watts, California, involving Gary Webb, where he actually uncovered a true story, a true crime of them distributing crack cocaine in Watts, California in the 80s and fueling the whole crack epidemic in the United States and beyond. Because let's face it, folks, they're probably behind a lot of stuff that we don't even know about. Maybe you know about it, maybe you don't. But the CIA paid off Robert Levinson's family with $2.5 million annuity to stop a lawsuit revealing details of his work in Iran, which doesn't sound far-fetched to me at all, considering the fact that they pay off everybody. You just don't know that it's a payoff, people, because they tell you that it's a victims fund, or they have the thing set up where you can donate to anybody that you want to through, what the hell is the name of that thing? A GoFundMe page. Yes, that GoFundMe page, oh my God, that was the best invention ever. I'm talking about right next to pockets on jeans and condoms. It's just up there. Because that GoFundMe page literally is a way for you to give anybody anything fast, okay? I mean, that's how a lot of people have been surviving and will continue to survive tax-free. But when Iran was questioned about George, they said that he left. Probably on a midnight train to Georgia. Or maybe it was to Djibouti or Shanghai. The world may never know. But the reason why I said, folks, that the world or the country is screwed, I had an interesting conversation with a couple of people the other day at a favorite restaurant of mine that I go to. And I told them the story about an incident that occurred to me earlier this year, where a cop tried to pull over A1 while he was on the highway doing his thing. I'm going to tell you guys the story about it, and you tell me what you think, because I think it's crazy. So I'm riding along, minding my business, listening to Sade. I was going pretty fast. I don't know how fast I was going because I was caught up in the movement, in the music and the moment. So I'm driving down the highway. Do. I'm looking left. I'm looking right. I don't see anybody. I go around this other car because he's moving too slow. And that's when I see him. Right in front of me with no lights on. Virginia State Trooper, no lights on. The car is gray and blue. If you didn't know, now you do. Watch out for those boys, folks. And you don't want to get a ticket in Fairfax County because they make up their own rules. So let me tell you what happened. Me being the man that I am, even when I'm under the influence of, we won't say, because I still have to do my appeal case because I lost. But I'm going to tell you why I lost the case, because I really did not lose. I just set myself up for another victory later on down the road. Let me explain. So this is what happened. I see the police officer. As soon as I see the cop, I hit the brakes. When I hit the brakes, he hit the brakes. I hit the brakes. He hit the brakes. I hit the brakes. He hit the brakes. We're doing the Macarena on the highway, people. It's something to see because the car started to wiggle in the back and fishtail, even though it was all-wheel drive. I don't know how I made that happen, but it did. So we're doing this little dance routine on the highway, me and this guy. And I get the bright idea that this guy's about to pull me over. So I get off the road first, which is not against the law to do. All right? When I get off the road, I'm thinking the cop is going to keep going. He does not. He pulls right over in front of me, mind you. And so, I'm not going to lie to you people. I had a Gone in 60 Seconds thought in my mind. I was going to be Nicolas Cage in that Eleanor Mustang. But my car was overheating, and I was in Virginia, and I didn't know what the traffic was like going across the bridge to MGM. And so because of that, I didn't do anything but wait. Because I wanted to hear what this guy was going to say since he never pulled me over. So he comes up to me and he says to me, "Excuse me, sir, do you know how fast you were going?" And I looked at him like he was the guy who stole my cookies in 5th grade. Even though nobody stole my cookies in 5th grade, you get the point I'm trying to make. I said nothing to this guy. He said, "Okay, if that's how you want to play it." Lifted up his little Mountie hat. It's bigger than the one the Canadians wear because I guess his was from Texas. Anyways, lifts up his little hat. Says, "Give me your license." I give it to him. He looks at my car. He smiles a little bit and says, "Is this your car?" I said, "Yeah, this is my car. It's registered to me." He said, "Okay, I'll be right back." Takes my license, people, which means he's detaining me, and then gets in his car. Another 5 minutes goes past. I could have made myself a pack of Hot Pockets if I had a microwave. That's how long I was there. Then he reverses behind me, turns on his lights like he's always been there, and comes back and gives me my ticket for doing 100-something down the highway. I look at him, I take the ticket, and I hit the gas so goddamn hard, the engine flew out of the hood of the car in the air, did a couple of flips, and came back down, and then I left. Fast forward to the court, and the guy tells my attorney in the hallway the truth about what happened, gets on the stand, and spins a whole nother Charlotte's Web that never occurred. Needless to say, A1 was found guilty, and I did time in jail behind my infraction. Now, the reason why I'm saying that the country is going to be in ruins behind this is that you can't trust the damn justice system. Do you know that the prosecution actually agreed to provide video evidence of the stop? And instead of them providing video evidence of the stop, they didn't. They said they didn't have to. Folks, if you don't know, I'm going to tell you because I believe this should be public knowledge amongst anyone who's in Virginia. If you get pulled over, the cops have to hold the tape footage for 30 days or longer. All right? 30 days or longer, depending on what you get pulled over for. And if you can do a motion of discovery, which usually doesn't happen for a traffic stop, unless it's a DUI or something criminal, they do not have to hold that footage. But they agreed to provide the footage for me because I had such a good lawyer. Or at least I thought I did, because the truth of it is, if I did have a great lawyer, I wouldn't have lost, right? Anyways, I will win on the appeal because the same lawyer that I used is going to help me out with a new lawyer, because obviously I got to get some new blood on this thing. But the reason why I say the country is doomed is because I told this story to 2 Caucasian males while I was sitting down eating bratwurst and baked beans. And you know what they said to me? They said I was wrong because I had been drinking. I said, but I didn't get in trouble for speeding. He said, I got in trouble for speeding, not drinking. They said, well, no, you were wrong because you had been drinking. I said, but aren't you guys about to get in your cars and drive after you've been drinking? What if somebody pulls you over for speeding and they pull you over the wrong way? And they said to me, no, I'm not going to drive. I'm going to walk. 5 minutes later, they get in the car and they go. But there's a double standard here, people. And I don't think it's just with police officers or senators or rich people. I think the whole system is jaded. I think justice with that blindfold on and those scales, if she smells fried chicken on you, she's going to say you're guilty. If she smells leather, like you have on a jacket or something fashionable, she might say you're innocent. Who knows? I don't think the system is based on anything that is concrete, and they don't stand on their laurels or principles or anything that's ethical at all. I think we're just making it up as we go along, and I think that's how it's always been. I don't know. But I'm going to say this. Folks, if you're going to vote, if you're voting, I think you should vote for yourselves. I don't think you should vote for Trump or Biden. You know how Trump got elected, people? Trump got elected because everybody said don't vote for Hillary. Because if you vote for Hillary, she's a bad person. She's emotional. She's this, she's that. Trump is the lesser of the two evils. Now they're saying that don't vote for Trump because Trump is this, he's that, he's racist, misogynist, all these things. And they're saying that Biden is the lesser of the two evils. I'm going to tell you something, people. If you're voting for the lesser of the two evils, that means that you're evil yourself. And if you're evil yourself, you're not going to pick anything good. That's why you don't have good choices. And that's why I'm saying what I'm saying is that maybe you should just vote for somebody who you're not thinking you should vote for. Maybe we should even give old Kanye a try. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Due to this whole COVID thing, a lot of people are using illicit drugs. I mean, a ton of illicit drugs. And it's not working out for certain people. They're having flashbacks of when they were in high school playing football. The other day I was in Southeast D.C. minding my business, eating chicken nuggets from McDonald's, when I witnessed a very funny thing happen. Now this was crazy. I saw a junkie ask another junkie for help. And because they did not give them help, they did something wild that I've never thought I would see. The woman who I don't think was using the bathroom, it's crazy, went into a porta potty. I don't know if she was rolling a joint. Maybe she was shooting dope. Who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? Anyways, this woman is in there. The next thing you know, the guy who she didn't give the money to for whatever reason, he runs and jump kicks the porta potty. She's in there. And the porta potty tips over with her still inside of it. I almost died. Her friend came and picked up the porta potty just enough so that she could roll out, covered in feces, urine, and blue water from the inside of the toilet. And then she runs off screaming. It was a blood-curdling scream. You would have thought someone stabbed her baby in the lung. I've never seen anything like this, people. But if you see that woman, She's about 5'5", brown hair, and covered in shit. Please give her a napkin and try to console her from a distance, because I'm quite sure she still stinks, because that was in Southeast. I don't know what they're feeding those people over there, but if you were there to see it and smell it after she came out, you wouldn't want to go anywhere near her or that neighborhood, because if they've got people in there who don't even have respect for folks when they're taking bathroom breaks or using the potty, man, you can't go over there and deal with those folks. It's just bad. It's just all bad. I couldn't believe I had seen it. Couldn't believe it. Wait a second. Let me see if I can get somebody on the phone about this. Hold on 1 second. You on my show. You on my show. Don't say anything crazy. Can you talk for 1 minute?
You went through this right now.
Come on. I got one quick question.
Okay, what's up?
Okay. Have you ever paid for a prostitute in your life?
Never.
Never?
Never.
You say it like it's a bad thing, though.
You asked me a question, I just answered it.
Okay. Do you know anybody who has?
Yeah, actually, I know several people who have.
What did they say about their experience with prostitutes?
That's a broad question, my dude.
Come on, man. Give me something. I know they told you about it.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you what they said the pros and the cons are.
Okay.
The pros are you go and that's it. The cons are you paying money.
Yeah, well, I guess that's a con going through life with being in a relationship with a woman anyway, because, eventually we all got to pay them money.
That's facts.
Yeah. So, wait a second. Going off of that, what would you say would be the better deal? The prostitute or getting a girlfriend?
It's getting cold, so the girlfriend.
Wow. Well, that makes a lot of sense coming from you.
Hey, look, yeah, right now, I'm looking for something to snuggle up with. You got something for me?
Well,
Matter of fact, I don't even want none of your joints.
hey, get off my phone. Look, I'm going to call you after the show. All right.
You need to call me right now.
I'm going to call you. My show over in 8 minutes, dog.
All right.
All right. Well, folks, there you have it. It's getting cold outside, and people need somebody to snuggle with, and it's not going to be Winnie the Pooh. Well, the other question I have to ask the American public here tonight is, who's going to take that damn vaccine? That is a big question that I have, because I'm not going to take it. I would rather do it the old-fashioned way. See, when I was a kid, I used to play in the dirt. Playing in the dirt doesn't hurt because it increases your immune system. When your immune system is increased, you don't get sick. At least that's how it's supposed to work. So I would rather just run across it and build up my immune system than have them inject me with it, and God knows what happens after that. Okay? But they say they've got one, and they're going to administer it to everyone in the world, even the people that aren't registered voters or in countries illegally. So I don't know how they're going to do that. Maybe they're just going to catch everybody going outside and make them line up and shoot them with something. Who knows? I'm not sure. But I guess we'll have to find out. Well, people, I think that's the end of the show today. Hope you enjoyed it. Tune in next week where we'll cover more of these exciting topics and more fascinating things that have occurred in today's world. This is A1 saying, have a great night, a good weekend, And use condoms if you're not trying to have children. Shoot, use them even if you are, because who knows? Girl you're messing with might be a little bit dirtier than you think. Take care. Arrivederci.
If you don't, this time from coast to coast, the Doc Ranger, girl beat down Punana, so hot my chewing gum flavors enchiladas. You can tell I don't give a fuck. Deliver the cold bitter phrase that shiver not a rifter. Fuck you and the shit you came on. While you sit around bitching, I get my legs on. East Coast, everybody. West Coast, everybody. Yeah. Scholar, here to make $1, try and follow. Guaranteed to make it holler, check it out.